So my OBS glitched and disconnected from restream.io and froze. So another recording butchered, let's say. And I'm very, very annoyed about that. Oxy, thank you for worrying, but I don't understand. Are you joking about like this disconnection? I hope you're being you're just can I just get some randomness game, some retrospective? Yeah, sure. So were you joking about like that, like you were worried and stuff? Because oh, here is our buddy. Just got notification that you're level that you're alive. To hear about the mishap, what just happened with the disconnection. Yeah, so I'll answer everything. Just yeah, let me recollect my thoughts, because glad to catch you stream this time. Yeah, Davis, I'm pleased to have you here. Ah, freaking hell. This pig. Let me get away from it, so I don't want to hear these sounds. This grunting. So, yeah. Oxy, no, don't joke about it, because I survived bad things for 72 days instead with some yelling on the street and jamming. Oxy, please calm down. In the street, those were just youngsters shouting their bullshit, and that happens all the time. Like, people shout in the street because they have bad manners. My neighbors shout, children shout. I've had really bad neighbors for like several months already, and it's like fine. That's the first thing. The second thing is I'm literally streaming a game on Twitch now with high-speed connection, and I had lessons, and nobody ever talked about anything connected to conflicts in like several months, even though it's like mass media is fear-mongering. They're literally earning money on powerful names to their articles, on powerful headings. Like, first they were taking money from COVID, then they were taking money from COVID, then they were taking money from COVID, then they were taking money from COVID, and they have they have the nerve to also ask for some paid subscription on this. What was that? The Guardian? Like, I opened the Guardian, and this fucking journal just asked me to pay for their false article namings. Like the world is going to die with another like something they just invented or heard, and so it's parasiting on people's fears. It has to be somehow controlled. I know, not talking about censorship, but they have to have some conscience. And like, first they were taking money from this, as I said, coronavirus thing. Then they found Kazakhstan. Then they found something else and something else and something else, because they suddenly understood that bad news sells very well, and they sell it. They sell it every day, like on TV, on newspapers, on internet, on like humor pages, like anywhere. If you talk about that, you earn a penny, a pretty penny. So it's like, it's disgusting. It's not why we have mass media, not why we had it in the first place. And so it's imagine if the Second World War would have had this had this mass media stuff, like people would just have committed suicides on the spot all the time. We wouldn't have had enough psychotherapists for people around, like, because mass media would have inflated everything to such extent that there would be no civilization anymore now. So I'm just really like super. I'm furious about mass media now, because it's just completely it's completely feeding us garbage, and like nothing is happening. It's just some people are playing military games and earning some money, but it's an economical war. It's a political war, and if nobody tries to shoot each other, and we don't have a reason to, because I'm talking to you like I'm in Russia and Serbia. There is Davis from America. I don't want to shoot Davis. He doesn't want to shoot me. And so, like, nothing is happening unless, well, just some youngsters in the street are having fun and shouting because they have no manners. So it's like, I mean, and also I really respect your experience, what you mentioned in your childhood. That is awful. But I really hope it was a different world. We're saying in my country, who gets burned by hot milk, he will blow even on yogurt. I'll try to stay cool, sorry. No, I am sorry. I mean, I respect what you went through. It's it's horrible. It's horrible when people have to live with such memories.
So what's the plan?
Yeah. Oh, just some final thoughts. I think sometimes that most people actually want destruction, want war, crisis, destruction, chaos, because it's fun, because they're bored, because their primal instinct tells them to, because they want to run with the stick and hunt for life. And that's something to suppress in ourselves, because there are better things to build. And there was this stand-up show by George Carlin where he was talking about this endless flood, and he said that all of us want this endless flood. Apocalyptic rhetorics is very popular, because it also sells well. And there was an ex-president of Greenpeace who is now believed to be a huge liar, but I think he has a point in his speech about how people actually want to talk about the end of the world because it's so cool to think about. It's like, it's really exciting. And it takes a lot of discipline to actually do stuff instead of focusing on some like possible destruction of everything, because to destroy is always easier than to build. Yes. Only one who didn't experience will think like that. Well, you know, there are a lot of soldiers who actually enjoy their stuff, and it's quite unfortunate because they probably haven't been shown something better. I don't know. You say it's, as I said, like, I'm not qualified to speak about that, and I am really sorry for what you experienced there with your. Yes, I remember about your retrospective, about your message asking for retrospective. I do remember that. I'll give it in a couple of minutes. So yes, it's yeah, I'll think about it. But what I said about mass media, I do believe so. It's like, yes, people had bad history. Yes, people have the right to feel pessimistic because they have some flashbacks, and I think you and other people who had such things have to be respected and also comforted to like to make you feel better. So, and at the same time, mass media have to have some conscience and actually help people feel better, not feel worse. Then about retrospective. So what is the outer worlds? The outer worlds to me is Fallout, which I haven't played, Oblivion, that I have played a lot, and it is a feeling that I haven't felt for many years, for 15 years or so. And it's also Gothic to some point, to some extent, Gothic 3. You're a person who actually were a nice place to start the story. So we were in a special spaceship which contains a lot of such chambers, capsules, with lots of people who are frozen inside. And they have been frozen for several decades. Now, this maniac, no, not this one, this maniac, this doctor, stole us because he is an outlaw, he is a criminal, and the government is hunting for him. So he took our capsule, brought it to his base here. Then he experimented with freezing pigs and unfreezing them. When his experiments were successful, he finally unfroze us, shot us to the planet. I'm gonna be back. I don't think it's gonna take a lot of time. So shot us to the planet, which is called Terra number 2, near the town which is called Edgewater.
We are now in orbit above Edgewater, Captain.
Yes, thank you. And at the Edgewater place in this town, we had a series of quests. We were killing marauders. We were helping the local town. At least we thought we were helping the town here, but instead we actually left the town without electricity because suddenly the town looked like a very bad communism system, like a communism where everything was failing. And to this town we preferred a botanical lab, a group of deserters who left and created a small kind of village with trees and prospering economics, let's say, and a really beautiful botanical garden where this lady is the chef, the chief, the administrator. So now this place has the power, and from this plant, this geothermal power plant, and this city, this town doesn't have any power, any energy, because we needed a special device that controlled the power, and this device we put into our spaceship. Now, this is our spaceship. You can actually see it in the image. And we are the captain of the ship. We have a talking robot. We have Parvati, who is our engineer.
This is my favorite room. It's so spacious.
Meet Parvati.
Busted, Captain?
Yeah, I'm just talking about you. Hopefully you feel fine. We have nice, cool weapons. For example, this machine gun. We have a shotgun, which I don't like, but let's anyway shoot some bullets. Have an assault rifle, yeah, with plasma bullets. And we have my favorite plasma gun. Yes. Also, yeah, so that's the game, and I have to literally uncover some secrets. I have to help the people who are left behind on that spaceship in other capsules, and the government obviously doesn't want me to, because they are trying to hunt these scientists down and stop
Now arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab.
and put an end to his job, to his operations, his secret operations, his experiments. And I'm only at the beginning of my journey. So basically, if to use like chapters of the game, and if there are many chapters, probably I only completed chapter 1, act 1, and even though it's the 5th stream, I think I'm still somewhere in the beginning, because as always I'm being quite completionist, quite what? I'm being quite diligent with details. I'm looking around, looking at things, contemplating, talking to you all, and yeah, so that was my description in a nutshell. If you have any questions, if you want to have more information, please ask. I'll try to explain in more detail. Maybe I didn't express something properly, sorry, I'll repeat that. Yeah, so, but that's basically it. Now, something that Davis said and I didn't answer. So first of all, I am also really glad, Davis, that you are on my stream live. It's a pleasure. And there was something about the mishap with disconnection. Yes, so maybe there are some conflicts happening between Restream.io and OBS, because it's the second time, and this time it was really bad. Previously I just well, I deleted my split recording on YouTube and instead uploaded a whole recording from my computer, which I'm making right now in parallel with streaming. Unfortunately, today that wasn't possible because OBS just failed to do anything. Like my picture was frozen, and I'll have to chop this episode 5 into 2 pieces, which happened with Dragon Age actually, and that's not a big thing, but I'm a perfectionist, so when that happens I get really let down, especially that I have a lot of things in my life that have gone the wrong way recently, and yeah, I'm actually quite annoyed with that, but we shouldn't. I hate this sound from this pig. We should just chill.
I hope you're not thinking of ingratiating yourself with the board. Chairman Rockwell and his cronies are not your friends. They might tempt you with promises of wealth, but don't be fooled. They're just using you for their own ends. What's on your mind?
Got a moment to talk?
Absolutely. Let's talk.
Have you met my crew yet?
No, and I've been trying very hard to avoid making eye contact.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Wells. I'm Parvati Holcomb.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our plausible deniability while it lasts, shall we? Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? It isn't as if I wanted privacy.
Sorry. I didn't mean to upset you, man.
No, I was being rude. I'm not accustomed to extending hospitality, and I've never had visitors before. For what it's worth, I am pleased that you found a crew, such as they are. I picked you out of the hope for your talents, after all. It's only natural that others would gravitate toward you.
You're right, I'm doing pretty well for myself. Spare me the flattery, Finesse. There was something else I want to talk to you about. Well, no flattery necessary.
That's odd. I'm at least 65% certain my tone was sufficiently sincere. Perhaps the glass is distorting my voice. Must look into that.
Friend reminder, gamers have short concentration spans, so somewhat shorter, preferably 1 to 2 sentences recap would be better than a whole lecture. Let that save. No. Ox, you're being mean to me, you know. I was trying my best to tell you the story, and I thought I should have told you more. I mean, maybe... And you're right at the same time, like, if I'm asked to explain, and I think I am expected to explain, then I actually do it at length, yes. Yeah. It's fine. There was something else I want to talk about.
What's on your mind?
Actually nothing, I guess. I'm gonna take the gun. Do you mind? Junk weapons R&D department. Science weapons. Science weapons are unique weapons that have strange and powerful effects. Science weapon damage and the strength of the effects both increase as your science skill is increased. Jock engineers ensure our bottom line and fire rates are sky high.
Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point, shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp. Feel free to try it on a marauder sometime.
Shrink Ray, Phineas Wells, level 9. Damage, special effect weaken. Created by Dr. Phineas Wells, this handheld device is capable of shrinking any living being it is fired at. On the bottom of the grip, Dr. Wells has personally assigned the weapon and optimistically numbered it 001. It's quite expensive, not very hefty, and condition is 100. 5,000 hit points for this weapon. Are you kidding me? It's gonna be destroyed in no time. Like, it's the same amount of hit points as any of these weapons have. And, well, maybe all reliable is an exception because it's 20,000 hit points. Well, let's try it on what? Okay. Hey. Doesn't work. Doctor,
What's on your mind?
your weapons don't work. What the hell? Okay, I'll have to find a marauder for that. Have I checked everything I wanted here? Have I stolen all the posters? Have I done everything? I guess so. So let's come back to the ship. Actually, let's not run. Let's use fast travel. Gains the lost and reliable takes flight. Buddy, got something to say? No, not really. I want to check if I now can put posters on the walls. Of course, I want to begin with Parvati's room, but I don't think it's possible now. Maybe let me inspect walls. Nope. Those posters are the ones that I stole in his laboratory, so they are automatically placed here. Anatomy poster. Things that have been found in the digestive system of a common rapidon. Intact cans of Space's Choice tuna, other smaller rapidons, bottle of purple berry wine, bit cards, and the remains of last season's Onticleo's darlings. Okay, and why can't I inspect the other two posters? Hell. What's this? Ah, the saber that I found in the community center. What doesn't kill you gives you... Davis, I want to complain to you. I've been watching a lot of videos about Amogus. And so it's like anytime I see something with us in the end, yeah, yes, it's oh my god. Tetanus, it is tetanus. What doesn't kill you gives you tetanus. And maybe also it gives you Amogus. Like, look at this. I'm gonna show you. It's just a parade of insanity on the map. Because they took Greek mythology as the basis for naming here the names of planets. And look at the map. It's Hephaestus. And then Olympus. Tartarus. And it's just... Oh, I don't know. I feel so Amogus. Really. Yeah. What next? I think I have to fly to Groundbreaker.
We've arrived at the Groundbreaker.
Nice. A new location now.
Can we chat?
Yes.
Hey, Captain. I heard that Groundbreaker's got a real good engineer. A lady named Junlei Tennyson.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about her?
I was thinking that maybe I ought to meet her. If you got time to swing us by, I mean. I don't got much experience fixing actual spaceships. I bet you a can of Borston beans she could teach me all manner of stuff.
Sure. We could head over to engineering now.
Thanks, Captain. I'll be sure to make it worth your time. Did you want to talk about something else?
Not really. So... let's go. Who's that? Jane Elson.
Just checking your ship's manifest. Standard procedure. Welcome to Groundbreaker, by the by.
By the
Don't
by.
mind the heat. Got a few days before it reaches critical. I'm sure Miss Chief Tennyson will get it sorted before then.
And where is Parvati? I'm sorry. Parvati, did you leave with me or you were left on board? What made you think of Among Us? Among Us? Well,
Back for a rest? Space adventuring is tiring work.
No, I'm not back for rest. I'm back for Parvati. I probably cancelled. So, I wasn't thinking about Among Us. I was thinking about Amogus. And what made me think about Amogus was that everything in this game finished with us. That is the point. And if you mean in real life, like outside this game, I don't know. It just comes back because it's... Guess what? It's theft. I don't steal in this game, as you know. So, sorry. Bad choice. Wasn't my intention.
Hey, Captain. I'm in space. I never thought I'd be able to say that.
She's so sweet about her reactions to such things, because...
That's not the point. This halfwit just knocked out one of my workers.
Yeah, with a toss ball stick. I heard you the first time. There weren't any witnesses.
No witnesses. He's not even denying it.
Jackass had it coming.
Shut it, Felix. You're not making this any better.
You get cute with me again, you little back bay brat, I will toss you out an airlock.
This is the Groundbreaker, not Byzantium. You ain't the law here. I am. Now move along.
I don't have time for this. I need a drink.
What's happening here?
Do you mind? I'm trying to file a report.
Okay. Marted?
Just arrived? Head over to customs. Wheeler needs to process you.
Okay. Felix, who are you?
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
I noticed you were in the middle of an argument here.
Sure was. Got a knack for upsetting the board and the Mardettes all at once. Between you and me, I was hoping they'd come to fisticuffs.
So, I heard you knocked someone out with a tossball stick.
The guy insulted my Rizzo's Rangers, alright? You can't just insult my Rangers and expect to get away with it.
Don't tell me it's a
So,
series.
of course I decked him with a tossball stick. I mean, what am I? Some kind of fair-weather fan?
What's that? Don't tell me it's a series, please.
Only the finest group of tossball players ever to take the field.
Oh my
He's a
god.
Spacer's chosen man, though. So when the Chosen beat my Rangers the other night, my foreman comes swaggering up with his head full of boasting.
No. So... And that's when you resolved your differences like an adult, right?
That's when I broadsided him with a tossball stick. Yeah. Look, this was a long time coming. Guy thinks he can push me around because he's some sky-high foreman, and I'm just a back bay's dock worker. Well, former dock worker. Guess I just tendered my resignation.
You're just lucky you're not serving a sentence.
You know something? I am lucky. I ought to raise a glass of 0G to my fortune, if I had the bits. Hey, not for nothing, but I saw you wander out of that ship over there by the dock. Wouldn't happen to be yours, would it?
Technically, the previous captain died in a horrible accident.
So your ship's got a dark and violent history? This is just too perfect. Hey, I don't want to talk your ears off, guessing you got places to be. I appreciate your time.
You in a hurry to get somewhere?
Oh, not at all. Just, you know, gonna figure out what to do next. See you around, boss.
Not your boss.
Going for a stroll around the docking base?
I'm kinda thinking about killing him on the spot because he's very suspicious. Parvati, what do you think? Should we execute the boy? Because he's, well, the impression he left on me fighting for his favorite sports team, asking suspicious questions about my ship, and then not introducing himself. Steve Dorr. Let's talk to him.
Gonna head to Vera's for whiskey and darts. Maybe not in that order.
Whiskey and darts. Darts and whiskey. What's better? Like, which order? I think if you are aiming for result, then it's darts, whiskey. If for process, whiskey, darts. That's my philosophy. Mardet. Mardet is a title here, right?
Hey.
Yeah, not a name. I've forgotten already. I can steal, but I don't want to.
Do you mind? I'm trying to file a report.
Steve Dorr. Wait a second. Is it a word?
They still got us sweating to move boxes.
That's why I like games. I learned so much new vocabulary here. Very, very unusual vocabulary that you don't meet in regular life. So yes, I embarrassed myself. I didn't know that a Steve Dorr is a profession. Now I do. But that costs me a moment of embarrassment, maybe an hour of life, whatever. Well, let me see, maybe Mardet also means something. No, it doesn't. Good news. Vending machine, sure. Posters. Wanted. Our dear friend Phineas V. Wells. Yeah, we know why they want him. Did you see his laboratory, Parvati? He was... shouldn't start. Dead alive. McRad. Who is that? Captain Gunnar McRad. For several counts of public intoxication, destruction of groundbreaker property, unpaid docking fees, and resisting arrest. Contact Commander Sanita if you have any information concerning McRad's whereabouts. Failure to report a tip may result in imprisonment and a fine. Proof of kill required to collect reward. Now, who that is? Again, our friend. Defeat our foes. We've seen that all. Yeah, we have. Anything interesting here? Can I jump and... actually, can I do that? Woohoo! No? Impossible? No, now that's a challenge. How do I kill myself? Through jumping over the board, over the rail. Must be possible here. If I jump onto this container, no. The game prevents me from that. Suicide unfriendly. But...
Customs and inspection.
Oh?
Right this way.
Oh, sure. I managed to kill myself with a volcano on the first planet. That was cool. I actually did it twice. The second time was an accident. Sir?
Identification, please.
My name's Emerald Hope. I can. Okay, let's have some banter. Let's say, hypothetically speaking, I don't have an ID. What happens then?
Everybody's got an ID. Oh, let me guess. You, left it in your other pants? I hear that one a lot.
What if I told you I'm a newly taught colonist from the Hope?
I'd tell you no one's fallen for that line in about 30 years. Then, I'd take the safety off my gun and kindly ask you to move along.
It's a good thing he didn't say that then, right? Right, sir?
Sure, kid. Right.
My name's Emerald Hope. It's my first time here.
You've got a ship, but you've never visited Groundbreaker. You must have just dusted off from one of those dirt-side outposts.
Sure did. And now we're in space.
Well, welcome to Groundbreaker. I'm sorry to tell you this, but I'm about to ruin your day. According to your ship's record, you've been flagged by the board. Your ship will be impounded until such a time as they see fit to lift it.
How do I get this resolved?
You'll want to take it up with Udom Bedford, our board representative here on Groundbreaker.
Oh,
His office is located along the starboard wall of the promenade. Shines like a Byzantium commode. You can't miss it.
any idea why my ship was impounded?
Access to that information is above my pay grade, and I've turned down 3 promotions, so it stays that way. I shouldn't be mentioning it, but what the hell? This here, impounding your ship, it doesn't happen much. The board knows we don't take kindly to their interfering in our operations. If I had to take a guess as to why, you must have riled up someone important.
I can go really rampage. I'm going to ruin this Bedford guy's neck. No, great. I'll talk to him and straighten things out.
You take the starch out of him, well, you won't hear any complaints from me. Oh, and if you're headed that way, would you mind doing me a favor?
Sure.
Wanda Dorset over in sickbay, tell her the shipment's not in yet. It's not coming in anytime soon, and if she'd be so obliged to get off my ass about it.
I trying to see his ass, but alright. Her shipment.
A handful of SAM cleaning units retrofitted for surgery. I don't know much else. I stopped listening when she started yelling.
That's good policy. When people start yelling, maybe you should get away. And also remind them that they have absolutely no right to yell at you. Too bad I didn't know that when I was a child. So, got it.
Much appreciated. Is there anything else I can help you with?
I'm looking for someone named Gladys.
The fence. You'll find her in the rest and go, on your left when you enter the promenade. Make sure you bring an empty belly.
Okay, I'm looking for a drink now. Any recommendations? Even though I wasn't looking for a drink.
Most places are on the promenade deck. Big door yonder, straight through security. There's a bar on the starboard side.
Yonder.
I got a preference for the Lost Hope myself. Talk to Vera. She'll set you right.
Yonder. Got it.
You need anything else? You let me know. Don't want anyone saying Groundbreaker's not the most hospitable port in the colony.
Oh, you impounded my ship. Can I find a job around here?
Maybe. Most of the shipping traffic in the system passes through Groundbreaker. Every couple of months, we even get a big interstellar freighter. 2 biggest operations are the board. That is, Halcyon Holdings and Sublight Salvage. But there are independent operators around the promenade deck. Most of those jobs are going to take you off station, though.
I'm thinking, looking for something a little more local.
Commandant Sanita might have a couple of folks she needs killed. Bad folks, I mean. Not regular folks. She'll be at the security desk behind me.
Alright.
Chief Jun Lei might have an errand needs running. She's all tied up trying to fix our heat problem. You'll find her in engineering.
No kidding? I'd love to get a look at this old girl's innards. I bet they're real twisty and weird. In a good way.
How about something long-term?
If you're thinking to make a career here, don't waste your time. Full-time jobs on Groundbreaker tend to be inherited, or go to a fellow crew member's kid. Keep it in the family, you know.
I do. Actually, I forgot to comment. This guy, Leonard Wheeler, he turned down 3 promotions. That's interesting, right? That means that he is not really exactly enthusiastic about getting to the heights of his career and talking to the board members. He seems to be quite hostile towards them. How does Halcyon Holdings work anyway?
Are you pulling my leg?
Nope. That thing I told you about being a colonist from the Hope, completely true.
You got a funny sense of humor, friend. Can't say I much get it, but I admire your commitment to the bit. Goes like this. Back on Earth, before the crossing, the powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies decided to throw in together and form the Halcyon Holdings Corporation, then buy up the rights to this here colony. That group's what we now call the board.
Wait a second, I need to process this information. So I asked the following. Yeah. I asked, How does Halcyon Holdings work? That thing I told you about. Back on Earth before the crossing. The crossing was some kind of a big event. I don't know what it was, but let's just keep an eye on that. The powers that be were selling off stakes in distant star systems they thought had potential. A bunch of companies had thrown in together and formed Halcyon Holdings Corporation, buy up the rights to this here colony that groups what we now call the board. Okay, understood. The board runs most of the system, don't they?
Yep. Groundbreaker's the only real independent port. Aside from us, there's just tramp freighters and wildcat miners. Seems like every year the board's offices get bigger and their ships take up more of the landing bays. Haven't seen nearly as many tramp crews this year.
How does Groundbreaker fit into that?
Groundbreaker was one of the original colony vessels to come over on the crossing, a few years before her sister ship, the Hope. Once everybody'd been de-thawed and dropped dirt side, the original crew of the Groundbreaker decided they rather liked the spacefaring life. I guess that was the start of our independent spirit. Now, here we are.
How do you live in this zero-G? So there's actually a boardroom somewhere with all these company heads in it.
Sitting around drinking whiskey and smoking cigars, yeah, probably. Can't say for sure, of course. Doubt I'll ever see the inside of it myself.
Got it?
Glad to help.
Thank you. I don't think there were many independent operators in the system.
Relative to the board holdings? Not really. But there's a few with the means to go where they will. They aren't rich, but they aren't likely to look too close at your work history either.
What do you know about Sublight Salvage?
They strip the parts from derelict ships and abandoned outposts. There's some that say they make the derelicts and encourage folks to abandon their steads. Sublight gives me the creeps. I've known folks who went to work for them and just vanished. They're on the promenade run by a woman named Lilia Hagen. I'm only telling you so you know to avoid them.
That's all I needed to know about work.
All right.
What can you tell me about Udom Bedford?
He's friendly enough unless you speak ill of the board. Get the sense he doesn't care for Groundbreaker much. Not that he would, being a board man and all. He's our liaison.
So there is tension between Groundbreaker and the board.
They can't abide an independent township, especially not one they gotta depend on. We're the first and last stop out of this colony. All their interstellar freighters come through us, and we skim a few bits off the top in manifest processing fees with every one. Folks around here will bluster that the board hates our freedom, but really, they know we can stop their out-system shipments anytime we like, and that terrifies them.
Yet your station is in a state of disrepair. Could make the board fix it. Why can't Groundbreaker and the board just work together? I'm glad it terrifies them. Bastards keep pushing them. Sounds complicated. Interesting. So first of all, like in the first act or whatever, like the first planet in Edgewater, I haven't seen anything yet. I cannot drop such comments like your station is in state of disrepair. I haven't seen anything, and well, the game doesn't indicate with any conversations that the station is, well, dilapidated, that it's kind of run down. It's not. I haven't seen that. Maybe I will if I go further, but not that I can say that so resolutely. Now, I don't want to insult the board yet because I haven't suffered from them yet. Sounds complicated just is a too short thing to say, and I'm gonna go with the question: why can't Groundbreaker and the board just work together? What about peace between you?
This really must be your first time here.
Yes.
There's no working with the board. They don't share, not bits, people, or resources. You work for them, or you don't work at all. Groundbreaker cooperating now would be tantamount to joining their ranks, and we sure as shit ain't about to do that.
Yet your station is in state of disrepair. Okay, it sounds complicated.
Sounds like, yeah. But from where I sit, it's all coming through loud and clear. They got assault cruisers, gunships, and a handful of mining operations at their fingertips. We push them too hard, maybe they decide we'd be better in 10 trillion little pieces. Or they cobble together a new groundbreaker and put us out of business.
The board wouldn't do that. Would they?
It's a tough line to walk, no doubt about that. But we may do all right. So far, anyway.
Thanks for the info.
Sure thing.
Well, see you around, I guess.
Be seeing you.
That's what guys in Bruma in Oblivion would say. Now I can walk into. There are 2 entrances possible.
Move along.
I picked up this weird signal the other day. It was coming from Monarch.
Here we go again. No one lives on Monarch. It's a wasteland. You're hearing things.
No, seriously. There was a lot of static at first, but then this voice said his name was Graham?
Graham, right. Broadcasting on a dead world full of monsters. Now I've heard everything.
You know, it takes more muscles to frown than to smile.
Who told you that? Graham?
Asshole.
I hear scary things about Monarch.
From your colleague, I guess.
Got 1 more hour before the dockmaster bills me. How many beers can I down, do you think?
Oh, this one is not theft. Let's collect stuff. And this looks like something for climbing. Or not. Ooh.
This is Halcyon News.
Oh, perfect.
We interrupt your regularly scheduled advertisement for the following story. The board would like to remind spacers and other travelers that passage to Monarch is restricted for your protection. Canyons of acid and sulfur rain are the least of the horrors plaguing the surface of Monarch. Anarchists live as one with the animals, lawless, savage, and unemployed. The board's embargo ensures that nothing can leave the planet and threaten our hard-working citizens. This has been Halcyon News, your only source for news in the Halcyon colony.
Can I turn off the TV like in Deus Ex? No, I cannot. Can I shoot the TV? What? Let me watch it. I have... That's a stupid joke, but I already watched it. Oh, that's so stupid. Sorry. Yeah. Sir? Oh, sorry. Madame? I don't know why I always switch to French pronunciation with this word madame, because I should say madam. Probably heard it somewhere, and it stuck. Oh, look at that! Oh my god.
Rizzo Spectrum Vodka. Aftertaste for rainbow.
Yeah, that reminds me. I mean, this vodka advertisement. That's just awesome. Look at how beautiful this is. Yeah. So, I think I'll be actually finishing here, guys, for today, because I've had so far 3 streams today. Well, one was in the middle of the day between my lessons. The second was interrupted by some problems with Restream.io or OBS. And now the third one. And some thoughts before I finish. So I have a speech for around 5 minutes. First one is that I'm really impressed with the game. Because, well, it's just something so futuristic, so gorgeously futuristic, and I literally haven't felt that since, I don't know, I've never had it. I know Deus Ex was quite a charm, yes, I enjoyed, but there was no such thing in Deus Ex. There was some kind of gloomy cyberpunk, you know, because it's supposed to be there, like that, and there was no this splendor, and also the vibe of a living place that you trust, and I'm trying to put my finger on that, but it's also about Oblivion and Gothic 3, as I said, like you actually melt with the atmosphere. It feels like home. Like in Deus Ex, it doesn't feel like home. Well, no, it actually. So the coziness of the games I've mentioned. I spent a tremendous lot of time with Oblivion and Gothic 3, just running around, exploring things. And Deus Ex, I think if I had met it before, maybe I would have done the same, but I was playing it on the stream, and now I'm trying to play games on streams, if I'm in proper condition, that is. Looking at you, Vodka Ed. So, yeah. I'm so happy that I have begun to play this game, because it really makes me, well, feel more whole. Yeah, it's a wholesome game, and I'm really enjoying every minute here, which hasn't happened for a long time. The second thing is, I don't know, Oxy, if you're still here, but I think I got really emotional with that aspect about mass media. So my point was that it's really bad to propagate bad information and feed on people's fears. And at the same time, I want to reiterate and repeat again that I do respect your experience. And I think you were worried because of a legit thing, because you have seen shit, and you don't want shit for others. And that's commendable, that's really nice of you. And I think my reaction was the result of some accumulated frustration in connection to how mass media operates information. And your emotion was a different one, and so it was kind of maybe bad timing, because I'm in slightly distraught condition nowadays, and like I never know what is gonna let the air out of my accumulated steam chamber. And yeah, but I think we'll have a chance to talk about the experiences someday in more detail, and maybe if I go to Serbia, we'll talk about that. And like the borderline statement is, I hope that the world stays peaceful. In Russian, that actually may be a play of words, because in Russian the word peace is mir, and the word world is also mir. And so today it's this, in Russia, is the day of the defender of the fatherland, and it's quite sad what is happening around. And I usually wrote in response to messages today, let the world be peaceful, which in Russian is "Пусть мир будет мирным", something like that. It's I'm not sure if it's possible to translate. I'll think about it, but maybe that it will have to just to be completely rephrased to deliver the message. So yeah, that's it. And I'm sorry to go, actually, because I still have energy to play on, And I'm really curious as to what will happen next in the game, because it's a new location, it's a new place completely, and I'm really into the stuff here. Simultaneously, it's 9:30 o'clock, half past 9 p.m. that is, and I have lessons tomorrow in the morning, and I need to do some preparations. I need to have dinner, need to dial down with my emotions, answer some messages. Not all of them are most pleasant. So, yeah. On the bright side, I don't want to look gloomy. I have a great game to play. Have you? I'm really thankful that you've come to talk to me. Sounds good. Hope you have a great rest of your night, Andy. Thank you, Davis. So I appreciate you all coming and talking to me, and wish you all great time over there where you are. And probably we'll meet each other quite soon, maybe even tomorrow. I'm not sure, but could be. Yes, with that said, I'm gonna stop the stream and recording. Hello to YouTube, and till next time, see you guys.